And we're all good?
All good.
Well, then we can come right back. That's how we roll.
Perfect.
Wow. I feel like no time has passed at all. So we're just before the break, we were talking about the influences and yeah, I get the punk rock thing. I get that whole thing too. But that's Hamilton. I think it's kind of an edgy town. It was a steel town, right? They made steel,
Yeah,
right?
steel town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
So-
all the steel factories, everything.
So
yeah.
to Sean's point too, that blue collar worker, you're I don't know, but well, you get your own airport now, just like Toronto. You're just like Toronto.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, you do have to try a little bit harder. It's no different than, you know, Sean and I from Dartmouth, we're across the bridge from Halifax. So it's the same kind of idea. I mean, like it's when you have to, but we're also in the Maritime, so you have to try that much harder again just to get, you know, west to Montreal, west to Toronto. You know what I mean? So we get it being Canadians, we're geographically cursed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's your plans for the future?
I think right now, right away, one thing started opening to like kind of more Ontario, focus more on Ontario. Obviously, we'd like to branch out, but the travel time between, you know, getting to the next major city or the next place to play and stuff is crazy, right? So just tightening the show, getting everything ready, I guess. And whenever gigs come, we're ready to go. So,
dude, I've done that OHL circuit, man. I've been to Sault Ste. Marie, I've been to Sudbury, I've been to, you know, Kitchener, Waterloo. You know, it's and the people don't understand the geography of Ontario is huge.
yeah.
The other thing people don't understand is that everybody, you know, they think everything is Toronto, and the spaces in between are a lot like down here. A lot of trees, a lot of rocks, a lot of small towns. And I think that, you know, a place like Hamilton and a place like Dartmouth, I think are very akin in terms of, you know, what it produces for musicians, because, you know, we've got a Celtic scene and I'm not part of that, and whatever, I can respect it. But the rock guys, we just seem to always want to prove it that we, you know, we're good. We're just as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
And I get that from Hamilton too.
Here, yeah, like and I mean, I guess it's like every place they have like Hamilton clique, right? Like I guess is what they call. Now it is a lot of like, you know, the older musicians and stuff and people they're closer to. We're not part of that. Like we're like, I don't associate with that. I don't know. I don't even know how to get into this clique. I don't even know, you know. But I think I like that more because we work hard. Like I book all of our shows. You know, we take advantage. We do everything ourselves. You know, we're not. It's better that way.
You know what? Not to interrupt you, but I'd like you to address that a little bit, because one of the things that we've been talking about, and we found ourselves getting a little bit of a battle with it. You know, there used to be a thing called guarantees, which guarantees are very hard for rooms to do now.
Yeah.
So it moved to ticketed events, and ticketed events became this dirty word where instead of ticketed event, it was play for the door. There's a difference for me. A ticketed event is something that it's an event. You promote it, you hustle, you do whatever you can to sell it, versus playing for the door is whatever 10 guys or women come in, you know, you get. Talk about that a little bit, because people really have to up their game to promote what they're doing now.
100%. So like in February, we have a Hamilton gig booked. So I booked it, like I have it all going. It's door deal, like just like that. But I went and found bands that, you know, haven't played this area or aren't playing every weekend as much as I want to be the weekend, you know, playing all the time. But we have to be smart in the sense I don't want the guy who's playing Hamilton Friday and then my show Saturday. It's not, the crowd's not showing up, right?
Right.
I want it to be equal. I want you know, if every band brings 20 people, then we're making money. There's a crowd there. Everything's fine. It can't always happen. I get sometimes a band just can't draw. That's fine. I get that. But it's crazy when bands are playing, you know, Hamilton one night, Hamilton the next night, and then Hamilton the following weekend or the Thursday. And I don't know. I guess people do that. I don't want to do that.
I mean,
I
you know what?
I want to play. I want people to want to see us. I want that.
Yeah.
Like I want.
One of our bands, unfortunately, and we had to make some decisions because the same thing was happening. We'd be playing a bar in Dartmouth, and then 2 weeks later we playing a bar in Dartmouth. And what we did to kind of, I guess, mix it up is, you know, we totally changed the show from one show to the next. So you knew it wasn't going to be here's the same set with the same, you know, things.
Yeah.
But you got to branch it out. Because I mean, one of the other things too that happens, and Dave will agree with this, and I don't know if you're on CMT and see reruns of the show Three's Company.
I'm familiar with Three's Company, but
Okay.
yeah.
So one of my favorite episodes ever was when Larry wanted to sing at Jack's Bistro, and he packed the place, and everybody went bananas. Well, what Larry did was pack the place and paid all his buddies to be there. And sometimes that happens too, where that first show is packed, and you go like, "Man, these guys are lights out." And then the next show, nobody shows up.
No, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we had an incident like that in 2019 where we did a show, everything was great, and then we decided we were going to do an acoustic show, and that night snowstorm. It was like playing like 30 people, whereas previous to that 100, and now it's 30 people in acoustic. It was like, we worked hard for this. And it was great. It was a totally different experience. We actually, I write most of the music on acoustic guitar, so it wasn't a huge transition, but stepping back, no more gang vocals, we put a lot of work into that, and it would have been nice.
Right.
It was cool. The people that were there are our close friends and family, so that was nice, but it would have been cool to share that with a bigger crowd for sure.
Well, because the ultimate step is, are you looking to? And again, I think your focus seems to be more towards the live show. So, that's a 2-point question for me. So the live show, it's Sean's point. Is there going to be ticket events? Is there going to be merchandise there? Do you have CDs that you've recorded you're going to sell? And part 2 is, if that's the case, are you putting your music online for Spotify and for Apple Music and all the jazz?
Yeah, we have what's up there now? 3 songs up on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. We're up all on that stuff. The 4th song comes out January 25th with the video. We have merch for all the gigs and stuff. We're working on the online store right now.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know, like Bandcamp, something like that. Like we're getting all this stuff going. It's a lot of work. I don't think people realize how much work musicians put into to what you're actually doing. It's not just, hey, we're gonna get together and jam and let's go book a show. There is a lot of work that goes into it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And we've said it a bunch of times. It's like, people think that we're just up there tapping our foot and playing a bunch of dumb songs, and the amount of things that you learn in the music business, there should be some sort of degree for it.
Really or some compensation at the end when my fingers don't work. I need something.
So, well, you guys made $100 an hour, so kiss my ass. You have no idea. You know what I mean? You have no idea.
Well, this is the thing. So I guess a question I have for you, Eric, are you guys doing this all independently? Are you with a label right now? How's that going?
Everything independently, yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing I do everything, right? Like it's my baby, really. The guys I have contribute, they're great. We are a unit. It all comes together great. But yeah, everything independently, all the direction, everything. I just spend a lot of time online researching blogs, trying to figure everything out.
Sure.
A lot of time talking to Carl. Call Carl all the time, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I have an idea. It's crazy to me, but yeah, it's the music industry. I found, especially as a black hole, that I just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into, and there's no guideline of how to do it, right?
Nope.
So we're trying everything, and I'm touching everything I can.
Here's what I'll tell you about Carl, man. I've known the guy a long time. He's super talented. He's super creative. He can't drink to save his life, but we won't go there. But you're in good hands if you're working with that guy, because he's really, he's done it. He's been in a number of bands that have done things. And he's a doer, not a dreamer, which is great. So that's awesome. And hey, he might know a record label guy. I'm just saying. I'm not sure, but I like what you guys are doing.
Facebook Live thing.
What's that?
I seen you on Facebook Live.
Yeah. And I tell you where it gets real is when you're at the line at McDonald's or Tim Hortons, and somebody goes, "Hey, I know it from that show," and it's like our show that we're doing. It's kind of funny, right? But I guess the thing that separates the men and the women from the boys is the doers versus the dreamers, right? So it's like you got to decide: do you want to be the doer that everybody kind of follows, or do you want to be the dreamer that just kind of buys the stuff and doesn't do, right? And you know what I mean? And so we're all in the same boat. We want to do stuff. We want to be out there in the forefront of what's going on. And back to Carl. He'll do some good stuff for you, man. I've known him a long time.
Well, I know about Carl. If he believes in you, he's on your side, then he's on your side. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and we've been through hell and back together. And he's still here, so we're doing good over here.
Very good, very good. All right, so we're getting towards the end of this whole thing, I guess. So let's talk about some shameless promotion, shall we? How can people find April?
On Facebook, Instagram, it's at aprilmusic.xo. We're
okay.
on SoundCloud, YouTube, same thing, at aprilmusic.xo. Yeah, we're all over Facebook, Instagram, I don't have Twitter yet. That's the only thing we don't have.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of it's one of those things where
Trump users, really Trump
it
ruined
can get you down some rat holes that you don't want to go down, right?
I've made a decision that if I have Twitter, then when I'm sitting here drunk and bored one night, I'm just going to tweet Paul Stanley over and over till he likes one of my tweets. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on that till I get a little more success, and then I'll tweet Paul Stanley a bunch of times.
Well, and I mean, nothing against Ted Nugent, God love him, but Ted Nugent's been on these rants the last few months, and it's just like, I gotta put this away. It's like,
And Sebastian Bach too, nuts. Like these guys are just.
Well, I get a Sebastian Bach story for you, which is really funny. 1993, dating myself, playing New Year's Eve, and
was
I was
10.
I was 10 on a 3-band bill, and I was the middle band, and I'm walking off stage. You guys suck, dude. It was at the Gasworks in Toronto. It was Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
So I say to people down here, you don't like me? I get chirped by Sebastian Bach. So, but yeah. Anyway, you know what, man? Really appreciate you doing this. Really like the band. I think what you guys are doing is very cool. I'm glad Carl dialed us in. Love to stay in touch. Love to chat. And
For sure, guys. Thank you. Thank you guys for bringing me in.
Yeah, anything I can do to help you personally, I'm all in. And keep her going, man. We're gonna get to the other side of this BS. We are.
Then we're coming to you.
I really feel it, man. It's I think once people get over the fear that constantly seems to be out there and get the facts, I think we're gonna be seeing some good things happen. And I think 2022, when we said it last year, it didn't happen, but I think 2022 will be the year that really
I
gets
live
things
close
going.
enough to Toronto that the Leafs are winning the Stanley Cup next year and next year and next year. So this whole next year thing is nothing to me, Like I'm used
Well,
to next year. It'll be next year.
The joke was about the Leafs is like they're going to win the cup in a year that they couldn't have a parade.
That's right. Yeah. Great.
So anyway, anyway, get that rapid test, Dave, when we get off the.
I have 5 of them here at home, so there you go.
That surprises me. So anyway, Eric, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate you doing this.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
And we'll be in touch. And say hi to Carl.
I will.
All right, man. You take care. Thanks
Later,
for being on
bro.
the show. We appreciate it. And peace out.